chronicles speak of endless war, of steel and sorcery colliding across shattered realms. Heroes rise, empires fall. Such is the eternal saga of Warhammer.
So I've played in, I think, 5 or 6 tournaments over the past 3 months. Most of the results quite good. I've been winning by far most of my games. And I would say hopefully, or luckily, I've also lost some games because whatever happens, every time I lose a game, I always lie sleepless the whole night and think about what I could have done and should have done. And that's it's probably not healthy, but it's very good for me to become a better player because I learn a lot from whenever I lose a game. So luckily I've had the opportunity to lose quite a lot also with this army, but still winning more than losing, which I'm happy about. I chose the faction Disciples of Siege to play at the World Championships because I find it's a really all-round army. I didn't want to play an army that is too dependent on getting the right matchups or too dependent on playing on the right battle plans. I wanted to play an army that is fairly balanced, I would say. And then I also chose it because I feel that it's an army that is really good at securing small wins in many games. And in this tournament type, it doesn't really matter if you win big or win small. It's just a win is a win. And I feel like this army is one of the best players to take very secure small wins. And then I'm just really excited about the army as well. I picked it up just a few months ago and I've been playing it a ton and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I have a lot of really tough opponents in my starting group. So we are 18 players and I need to play against 4 of them and win 4 games to continue to the sort of final stages. And there's so many great players in my group. So noteworthy, we have Gavin Greiger, who may be one of the best players in the world. Michael Rausch, another American, really strong player. We have Hot DJ from Spain, Dario from Germany, and then one of the very strongest player I played last year, Ollie, a young Canadian guy who played exceptionally well last year, and now he's gotten older and more experienced. And I'm afraid that he'll be even stronger this year, so I'm definitely dreading that matchup. But yeah, I also come here to play the best opponents, so I'm very excited that I'll have the opportunity from the very get-go. I don't come in with an expectation to win big or completely smash my opponents. I really come with the mindset of I need to win by just 1 point. That's my goal from the start, and I'm gonna calculate basically my route to victory from the start of the game, how that's gonna be possible for me to secure a small win without risking too much. So my whole strategy for this event and the way I've created my army is not just how I can score points, but how I can deny my opponent to score their points. So I'm trying to calculate basically how can I deny them most possible points while scoring my points. And I'm trying to be as forward-looking as possible, really calculating 5 rounds through and making sure that I can play in a safe way and still take a win.
He's good.
He's very good.
He's playing a lot now as well.
He is. He's playing for England.
Yeah.
Trying to reform. You bet the over, he bet the under. But I've never got negative, so it turns in.
Yes, last year I was like against Matt Beasley round 1, and this year I'm sure I'm going to win against Greiger or Michael.
Game 1, I played against Gavin Greiger, who's arguably one of, if not the best American player.
We got to play. You're not Mexican after all.
So very strong opponent, but a matchup that I feel like is very slightly in my favor, but close to balanced.
No, I like Siege, familiar.
On stream as well, so very exciting game 1. So I win the prio, give him the first turn, and he sort of moves up on the board. It becomes my turn, and I'm not really in a position to do much, so I just move up and take the center objective from him. But then he redeploys in and captures it back. So actually, I don't really do a lot of damage in my first turn, and I don't really take many points.
And I didn't win. So yeah, they're not very strong.
So I'm feeling a little bit on the back foot after the first turn. But then I win the prio and take a double into turn 2 because I see an opening to sort of do critical damage. There.
I think this guy is not in. Well, we have 3 of the funny weapons. They're +1 attack, so it's 6 plus the champ, so that's 7 attacks.
And there I really do a lot of damage in that turn and stand in a pretty good position also for him to get the turn back. And from there on, it's a points game. I do some good moves and capture his back objective, and we play back and forth. I make a lot of his army burning, so he keeps taking damage at the end of each turn. And in the end, I managed to secure a win because I've been able to deny him his battle tactics for the first 3 battle rounds, and at that point he's conceding the game. But amazing opponent to play, and really fun game as well.
I think me getting all my spells in the first few turns is very important.
Spells on the prios, right?
Yeah, exactly.
The big ones, and then never getting burning off. Kept rolling once.
Yeah, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you very much.
You are, of course, the returning champion of Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Are you feeling confident about retaining your title for this event?
I would say that would be really, really high ambition. So not confident about retaining, but hopefully I'll do well. That's my ambition.
Excellent. How was that game for you? It looked fairly close for us as watching from above up until that moment where that kind of big Zangor unit broke through and got that back objective.
Yeah, no, it was an extremely close game, and me taking that first double was, I would say, a decisive moment. Normally, I don't like taking the double. I don't like becoming, making him the underdog the rest of the game. But I felt like I had the opportunity to.
So my second game, I was against a French player playing Soul Black Gravelords, and I have to say I was probably a bit too confident going into that matchup. I thought it was a good matchup for me, even though I haven't practiced it too much. But I thought I would be able to deny him his battle tactics, and I didn't really think he had the output to sort of get through my army.
Silly. What else can I do? Sigil, do we want the sigil?
The first turn was really good. I scored sort of max points that I could get, 15 points in that turn.
Run these guys. Turn.
And his first turn was also fine. He charged in, did a bit of damage and went back, and it was fairly equal. I was ahead on points, but board stayed wide. It was all good.
Let's go. 2d3.
4 damage.
So 8.
8 total.
Then I got the priority into the second turn and took the turn, and I think here I did probably the biggest mistake of the game because I saw the opportunity to take a lot of points by putting my 20 Zangors, charging them onto the primary objective.
This guy.
Here you have 2. Oh no, that's not a big.
That scored me basically 9 extra points that I would not have been able to get if I didn't do that.
Shooting these 3 guys into here.
Do I have cover? You don't care. Let me just think. Nothing.
But what it did do was it sort of left those 20 Zangors quite vulnerable, and those angles I needed to protect my backline. So in his turn he managed to remove those 20 Sangors, and I'm still way ahead on points at this point, but I've lost sort of my screen to protect my backline. And then in my next turn I'm not really able to do a lot of damage to him.
You're within 3.
It's not gonna get that much damage.
I'm still able to secure a lot of points and get even a further lead, but then in his turn my backline is exposed, so he managed to charge in with everything and really do critical damage to my sort of more sensitive units.
I don't know if I need to do it.
Yeah, I think it's like this.
Yeah, I think.
I think it's.
Yeah.
I just want to and one word.
2 -1, 4 ups, reroll,
So 3 word
5 up.
and 2 damage.
And from there on I'm slowly losing the grind.
Yeah.
I'll roll them all, but he's dead anyways.
Yeah, yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, it is. But I think I always play like
yeah, me
with
too,
the
but-
necromancer, it's the same thing, and you can. Well, it's your game, so I won't. No.
But yeah.
Okay, funny. What's
And to be clear, I might. We have a lot of versions of rules.
yeah? What in this situation?
He's dead.
Yeah,
He's pretty dead.
Yeah, 8. Okay. -1 damage.
The final score is like 59.
Okay. Manfred. Tactics.
No. Because you're ahead with 3 now.
Yeah, it's good 3. And I will.
I'll concede. Good game, man. That was crazy. Well played, man.
And I end up taking a small loss in this game. So yeah, it's really it was very upsetting, I would say, because I was quite confident going to the matchup, and I've told everybody like, oh, I think I got this one, but yeah, he was a really good opponent and a really good game as well, so I really enjoyed playing him. So I was surprised by the damage output of my second opponent. I thought that the army he played was primarily an army of sort of tricks and shenanigans, but didn't really have the real output. But I hadn't really thought about his synergy between giving +1 attack from his hero and fighting twice with another hero. Then suddenly his units are extremely powerful and can actually deal a lot of damage. So that was the biggest surprise I was have today. Biggest adjustment is to sort of stick to the game plan, even though it's tempting. If the opponent is showing openings that could look tempting, I need to focus on the small wins. I need to, play tight and make sure that I don't open up my backline, basically. The good thing is that even though I've lost the game, the dream still lives, so to say. So, I mean, it's not completely out of the reasonable that I could still continue to the championship bracket. So I just need to win. Need to win 2 games tomorrow, and my opponents of today need to do well as well, because opponent win rate counts. I think my first win against Gavin probably got me slightly overly confident. Maybe that was why I went for the sort of the risky plays that I in hindsight probably shouldn't have done. So that is a likely hypothesis, yeah. So I'm feeling quite good mentally today. I will say last night I was quite upset and lost a bit of hope. But I woke up this morning somehow with a renewed hope. I realized I'm the top seeded of the 1-1s because I have the highest opponent win rate. So actually, if I win my next 2 games, I still have a very good chance of going into the shadow round, which could lead me into the championship bracket. And I think I'm slowly getting my confidence back in sort of the battle plans and the potential matchups I have ahead. I think it should be manageable. So yeah, I'm really trying to stay super focused now on my next game. So pairing's gonna be critical today. Playing 2 very spread battle plans today, and my army generally doesn't do well on spread battle plans. So I really hope to play into some matchups that are also sort of struggling on those more spread battle plans. I have seen there's a few of those that I hope to get match against. But yeah, if I'm gonna play against an army that plays the spread battle plans really well, then I'm gonna be then I'm gonna be very challenged. But so I really hope for a good pairing in that sense. My focus for today is gonna be position, 100%. My army is all about position. I need to think about how I remain in my auras, how I can punish my opponent for sort of committing to me. I cannot give my opponents any easy targets. I need to make sure that if my opponent wants to commit to remove any of my units, that the counterpunch is gonna be severe. So position is gonna be my entire focus of today. So game 1 of day 2, I played against an American player from Texas, James West, who played Gloomspite Gits with the Git Mob army. So I've never played against this army before, but I knew it was very unfavorable for me on the battle plan. We played a very spread battle plan, and he has an army full of movement shenanigans, so I knew it would be incredibly hard to catch him.
It's a souvenir from Denmark.
Thank you.
I'm the only Danish here, so I thought I'd represent.
Walking into this game, I was quite nervous, I have to say. He took the first turn to score his tactics and move forward, knowing that he would be able to sort of retreat back easily with all his movement tricks. And in his first turn, he also shot with his catapults and did quite a lot of damage to my army. Then in my first turn, I moved up quite a lot on the board because I need to get forward to sort of catch him. So on all fronts, pretty much, I just push forward. And did secure 2 charges, which meant that I sort of cleared both of his screens, but all his important stuff he managed to secure in the back. Then I was very lucky and won the prior to turn 2 and decided to take a double turn, meaning that now I could really get into his all the juicy stuff.
I've just told my friend before the game that no matter what, I'm not gonna do a full send, and right now I think I'm gonna do a full send. So I may regret it. Who knows?
So there I got some big charges into all the flanks. I got into his catapults in the back.
Let's just put him up here.
Wouldn't matter. So that's 6 more damage.
Yeah, so 12 damage on these, 6 damage here, and both of them become burning.
I got into his hero. I charged my Demon Prince into his chariots, or Sunstealer Wheelers, that has all the movement shenanigans. And yeah, just got all the charges and got a huge turn. Applied a lot of burning to his army, so he was taking damage in the end of each turn. And yeah, from that moment on, I felt more confident. But then he got a double back, and suddenly things looked very close again. So I had failed my Shield of Fate countercast in his turn.
On an 8.
Maybe a 2?
Nice.
Meaning that on one of my flanks, my 20 Sangers were quite exposed, and he had pretty much cleared them in his one turn, and then he got the double and really got deep into me.
9, so that's
24 damage. 12 guys dead. Not bad.
So from there on, just things died everywhere on the board. My Demon Prince was gone, the 20 Sangers in the one flank were gone, and he was sort of grinding into my back line, and yeah, it became suddenly an incredibly close game, points-wise, up and down, and
9.
Because you're gonna punch the living shit out of it.
last turn we're sort of equal in points, and I need to score more points than him to win the game. So in his last turn, he charged his wolves into Kairos.
He killed one of them, which is very sad. All right. 3s. And 5s. 4, no reds.
It's gonna be
Of course, they both have reds.
4 ups. Save 2, 4 damage.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mounts. Fuck! 4, red 1.
5s.
That would be
Save 2, 4 more.
Yeah, 4 more.
So he lives. Wards, none. So he's literally 1 wound left.
1 wound.
He deals, 9 damage or so, and he's left with 1 wound. And then he piles in with his last wolf and fights.
Okay.
This is a bold move, Cotton, but if I can kill Kairos here, that's huge. So this guy will pile in.
Was that strike first on these guys?
Yeah, strike first, yep. And attack Kairos.
Ugh.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. One hit. No, the mounts. Oh, one hit. No wounds. All right, that was a bold play. Here we go.
I can't take this. My heart is.
You can, yeah, I know. All right, so who's gonna go?
Yep, everything into these guys.
Sounds good.
And doesn't do that last wound, and if he had done that, I had lost the game. But he failed that, and then in my turn, Kairos still had to survive for me to win the game.
That was fucking insane.
I know, right? It's wild. Yeah, 1 wound left on Kairos. Rip.
6 attacks, 4s and 2s, 4s and 3s. No, yeah, 7 attacks. I have +1 attack.
Oh yeah. Okay.
4s, 3s, 3, rank 2.
Okay, they'll go through.
4 damage.
4 damage. Okay, so you kill 2. All right, the 3 attacks on him. Two go through.
4 damage.
Okay.
Mortal Wounds only once.
One guy.
I can rally against this, and his nothing has damage against me.
Guys on top. They're
All out defense.
all defense.
Yeah, but I'm pressing this territory. He will never have enough control.
2, no rents.
And he has not enough damage to push me over. I think this is the worst matchup I could get on this.
Save.
Mounts. 1, no reds.
I would have soul lives, and I would
50-50.
I think this chariots.
Yes!
All right. So you'll take the objective back, and you'll get 15 points.
15 points. Winning by 1.
And luckily, his wolf still managed to not do any damage, so I ended up taking a very small win, and my heart was pounding at the end. It was a completely insane game, and huge credit to my opponent for playing really well.
Which tactics do you score?
No, I scored 2 tactics. I have more neutral territory, and I fought with half of my units, so I scored 20 points.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Thanks for the game.
Just Kairos on 1 wound. Yeah. Because if
Holy moly.
died, well, you still probably would have won.
No, I wouldn't have taken this objective, so I would have lost by 1 point.
Yeah, we lost.
Oh, okay.
There was a lot of emotions in the end, yes. So, but I must say he took it incredibly well, seeing like how the dice went in the end, you know.
That was freaking insane.
We could play next.
Well played, man. This was crazy game. This is the most intense game I've ever had.
Hip Hop is, they got a lot of shenanigans.
Holy moly.
We threw out some saves earlier on, but yeah, man, that was 1 wound on Kairos.
1 wound on Kairos.
So in match 2, I played against Ruben from Spain, living in Canada, an incredible guy. We had a really good time together, so I was very happy to play him. He played Idneth Deepkin, and I have to say his army was sort of tailored to counter my army.
I just want to see if I can get... I'll just run to make sure they have enough move. They have plenty. I just want to be wholly within 18 of this guy still.
He had anti-monster shooting, he had turn-off ward saves, he has anti-infantry stuff, and I basically have an army of infantry monsters and ward saves, so he had all the tools, so I was really nervous going into this one.
Go. The D3 here. 3. Taken.
He was at the same time also not super experienced playing against Siege, so he had also a little bit of hesitation in his sort of way of playing.
I still know what. Yeah, so he's dead.
Because the mortals here.
Either one of these two needs to survive, right? So.
No, that's the point. So if I put the mortals here,
Yeah.
I don't kill them for sure, even if I spike, right?
No.
So then they will be able to fight.
He played slightly passive in the start, we talked about it after the game, and he was quite aware of sort of his options. I think what I was fearing, and I told him that after the game, what I was fearing was that he would just move forward and just go all in, because if he gets his charges, if he gets, everything off, he can just table me in 2 turns.
This is flashback to my last game, man. 5 ups. 2 takes 7. So he's 10 damage taken.
How many left?
6.
But at the same time, if he commits to that and doesn't win the double, or something goes wrong, he doesn't get the charges, then he also just straight up loses the game. And I think he didn't want to sort of bet the game on a coin flip. But I think in the end that worked out slightly in my favor, because when it's more the slow grindy game, I typically can come out 1 tactic ahead because of my ability to swap a tactic with Kairos.
3 minus 1. Minus 2.
That's the eels?
No, this is the guys on top.
So 5 wards. Yeah, goes through. 5 wards. Take 2.
Okay.
So the game went back and forth a bit. I have to say he did more damage than I expected and got into me.
50 to 40, exactly.
So if I get 10 now, you can maximum get 15, so I will win no matter what, right?
But I managed to secure the win in the end, and had a really, really good time with playing with the room.
I think it was definitely the right play.
Yeah. Any mistakes?
I was hoping that you would divide, and then I didn't see the power. I thought when you went down here with the turtle, I was super happy, but then with the power through, it was a good play. But it's like as soon as you're in range for all my spells and stuff, then I can do a lot of damage. I was super lucky with the 9-inch charge and stuff and getting the turtle there. But
It's fine. Any mistakes from my side to show?
Because I was one of the highest ranked 3-1s in the group, I had to play the Shadow round, which basically means it's an opportunity to still get in the championship bracket despite having a loss from the group play. And this was exactly what I had been hoping for, and the whole day, so I was very excited to get to that. But it actually turned out I was playing the same opponent I had already lost to, so the Soulblight Grey Balls player, Antoine from France.
is it 18 plus 6?
Plus 6.
Yeah.
24. Do you want the range?
No, it's just these 2, right?
Yeah.
I think we were playing on a mission this time that favored me slightly more than the other one we played, but because this time I sort of knew what was my mistake from the first game, I needed to sort of stick to my castle. But yeah, so the game was an insane nail biter. I got the first turn, moved up, scored my 15 points for first tactic and full plate. And then in his first turn, we didn't do too much. He moved forward, he charged into me a little bit, but didn't commit fully. And I remember that he sort of locked me, so I didn't really have the option to do much in my turn.
And I mean, is it you bring back you can once per turn army?
Yeah, once per turn army.
Those guys have 5 up war. Those guys, you have CP for all out defense, power through.
So when I got the turn again, I was sort of just stuck. I was just standing where I was in the first turn, and couldn't really do much. Just get my buffs up and wait for him to commit to me.
Let's just try to do it like half-half. So 4 great weapons here, 4 great weapons here.
Yeah.
And 2 normal guys here, and champion is there. Yeah, exactly.
That's then what happened. In turn 2, he saw the opportunity to now finally commit. But very luckily for me, he sort of failed all the important abilities. So he didn't deal damage with Manfred, and then he didn't get Manfred's charge. So he didn't actually have the opportunity to get +1 to attack for his whole army, which also meant that it wouldn't be worthwhile for him to do the double attack from the Necromancer, which meant that he charged in with everything, but didn't really do much. So after that, I was still in a, I would say, comfortable position. That was a really, I wouldn't say game turning point, but it was a very critical moment at least.
Yeah, those guys first.
Can you run and charge that?
So 2 more tools. So 5, minus 1, on 5.
From there on, it started looking a bit like, you know, a back and forth game again. So he's slowly grinding. I must say, I was really impressed with his strategy. He was so good at using all the small opportunities in the game, utilizing the obscuring perfectly, attacking me perfectly, keeping me locked, pinning me everywhere, so I couldn't really do anything. I was just standing still and sort of waiting for the end, waiting for the grind to really happen.
At least my all-out defense didn't matter.
On freeze.
And then came sort of a critical moment at the end where he had committed everything he needed to now really push into me. And here I had the, I think, game deciding moment for me where I had to swap a tactic. I couldn't really do wrathful cycles tactics, so I had to swap it. And here I was between going for scouting force, where I sort of need to retreat and do a passive play, or go for master of the path, where I need to commit fully to kill his heroes. And I thought long and hard about it and thought I anyways need to sort of deal damage now and kill his heroes. If I don't do that, I'm anyways gonna lose the grind. So for me that was like a full send sort of turn, knowing that he would also have an easier time scoring his tactics after that, but I feel like I needed to do that. So yeah, it was sort of 2 turns in a row where one of my heroes survived with 1 wound, and he would have scored a tactic if those heroes died, but I managed to kill off Manfred.
This type of games, okay. Sorry, I'm in combat, I'm not cheating.
Another hero and deal damage to his cavalry, and from there on I was really winning the grind on the table. But then in his last turn he did a perfect play again and managed to position himself in a way that he would actually score more points than me and win the game.
So the discs, 1, 2, 3, 4s, 3s,
4, yeah.
3, rend 1,
Yeah, d3 damage.
3.
And it came down to me doing a covering fire with a unit of Skyfires to take off one of his bats, preventing him or denying him from scoring maximum points. So we ended up in a perfect draw.
No.
Okay, so that's it?
Yeah.
So we can end the game now. So
But it's a draw, right?
Yeah, I have scouting 2, and I have like... Yeah,
5.
It's a perfect draw. We have 3 tactics, if I'm not mistaken. One round?
Une troisième game. Fait 6 jours.
No, no.
Another round,
Next
right?
battle round.
And then we ask the ref, like, what do we do now? It's a perfect draw and it's a shadow round. One of us needs to win. And they just told us, continue to play. You need to play another battle round. Even though the game is 5 rounds, you play another round.
Let's do... It's not gonna work. It's gonna be 10 points. I should be able to get that.
Only scoring the objectives, so that's what we did. I took the first turn, scored the 10 points, then he got a turn, scored 10 points as well. And then slowly I was grinding him out, so I was killing more models than him. And we did another turn, the same thing again, 10 points each.
3s. There we go. 2s. Nice. 6. Run 2. That's 10 damage. And then the discs. 3s. 3s. 3 more. Red 2. So another 6, so 16 damage.
But at that point I had killed a lot of his models. So when we did the priority into 8, and I won it again. He conceded the game because he wouldn't be able to keep on scoring 10 points.
That's all done. Praise, man. Well done.
You cannot make this stuff up. It's an insane way to play the Shadow round. A lot of people standing around cheering, and yeah, it's midnight. We've been playing 13, 14 hours in a day and are completely exhausted, both of us. So yeah, and to enter a gate like a champ, it's of course a tough loss, but I must say I have all the respect for him as a player. Really, really good guy. I'm waking up here on the third day feeling weirdly calm, I would say. It's a little bit weird. I haven't barely slept in the past few nights, and have been playing 12 hours and then 8 hours and then 13, 14 hours the next day. So I should be exhausted, maybe I am, and that's why I'm not feeling more nervous now, but I'm feeling calm. I know I have an incredible difficult day ahead of me, but I'm just enjoying every moment. So yeah, really excited for the day and see what it has to bring. So I definitely don't have overly high confidence going into day 3. To be fair, like the 3 of the games I've won felt like it came down to 1 wound or 1 dice roll. So by no means I have had secure wins. So I know it could have easily gone another way. I know I need to play my very best to still have a chance to compete with the very best of this tournament. And I try to remain sort of analytical, despite it of course being an emotional game where things, the dice can really affect the mood. If you roll hot, you can get excited. If you roll poorly, you can get affected. But I try to sort of lay it behind me quickly and stay analytical towards the game to make sure to always make the best decisions. Game 1 of day 3, I got paired against Caradron Overlords, which is a really difficult matchup for me. It's a shooting army, and I was on a battle plan where I couldn't really hide in any obscuring. So I knew it was going to be a difficult matchup where I would need to take some chances. I couldn't play my normal sort of slow and steady game because he has the movement to just come in and fully commit to me whenever the time is right. We are both 3 drops. I won the first prio, so I got to decide who took the first turn, and I let him have the first turn, and he was very cautious and took just 1 objective and played very passively, so I hardly could get into him. And then in my first turn, I realized that if I played passively, he was likely just, and if he won first prio, then he would just give me the turn again, and then I would have the sort of risk of the double turn against me.
We're gonna try Shield of Fate on these guys. Yeah, 9.
So I decided to push forward as much as possible, to be as close to him as possible, to at least appear threatening. My Enlightenment disc did a little bit of damage. I think they ended up taking more themselves than they did, but anyways, because those could get in the first turn. So nothing much happened the first turn except for like a positional play. I got my Destiny dice banked up a bit, so more 6s ready.
Let's try a reroll Destiny dice with this guy. Gotta get to 9 6s. It's every Siege player's dream. Nope. This guy's gonna try the same. Yep.
Did you ever got it? The 9 6?
I've been at 8.
We took the prio. Unfortunately, he won the prio into turn 2. Which he, despite me being a bit closer to him, decided to give to me. That was definitely the right call. I would have 100% given the turn to him as well, because I wanted him to come towards me so I could sort of threaten him with my whole army. But now at this point I needed to do critical damage, so I went in with the 20 Sankars and the Demon Prince and the Okroid. So I went in with everything and had a pretty good. He did a counter charge with the frigate and the Sky Wardens charge in and removed my discs and my Okroid. But then my Demon Prince, he did a mistake there, so the Sky Wardens came in range of my Demon Prince, so I could pile in with the Demon Prince, and I managed to then kill all of his Sky Wardens with my Destiny dice, and yeah, that was quite huge. And then the Sangors killed a few of the salvages. I pushed him up in the corner, and I attacked his one of his frigates in combat, so he wouldn't be able to shoot in his turn. So I'd done quite a lot of damage, and at this point I actually thought that this was gonna be sort of an easy win. Well, not an easy win, but I thought that the win was more or less secured because of the big mistake he made there. But then in his turn, he had the one frigate that was free, together with I think maybe five of his balloon boys, and Dreki and Brock, his two heroes, did very, very critical damage to me. So they killed off 20 Sangors and the Demon Prince because they could turn off the ward save of the Sangors. And then there was a big prio into turn 3. I felt quite confident that I would win the game if I got the prio, but unfortunately I lost the prio. And in that turn, my opponent really did, once again, critical damage to me. He killed my Kairos, which is sort of, I need Kairos to stay alive in this and stay in this game. And yeah, did some more damage to my Skyfires and just basically made me in a position where it was close to impossible for me to win.
Yeah. Yeah. See if we get extra vent here. Yes. Is that anti-control?
-10.
And when does that go up?
But I never give up, so I kept on fighting. I saw that there was a few out still. I could, sneak back and grab his home objective, and I could go for some really, really tricky plays, and I actually really enjoy playing in those underdog positions.
If I kill these guys and charge this one, and it reduces my control score by 10, can I not take this objective if they're dead? Freeze.
Finally.
2 and 1.
Both goes to
4 damage.
6 aboard.
But I really needed a lot of luck for that plan to pan out. And unfortunately it didn't.
But
yeah, I did a big mistake. I got finished there for it, but then everything went my way, so I didn't come.
That was sort of ended up being a loss, and was the end of my my opportunity to win the championship. So now I'm looking at the 3 games ahead of me that are not going to be about securing the first place, but it's just going to be about good games to play against the greatest players and get as good a position as possible in the tournament still.
I crossed the hazy moon through the ocean vast. The ships are closing in, mist will turn to dust. Beyond the murky cloud, the story will unfold. The dragon loved the horizon, history untold. Almighty gods of war, gave us fame and glory. We shall be victorious, all will know our story. They came from frozen plains, waltzing through the storm. The shadows of the northern name will numb the foes. Beyond the distant land, the legend will be told. The dragons of the horizon, history unfold. Almighty gods of war, gave us fame and glory. We shall be victorious, all will know our story. Almighty gods of war, gave us fame and
I had hoped to have a chance at winning the event. I also know the chances were extremely unlikely. My goal, my sort of target was to end in top 16, so continuing to the championship bracket. I managed that, and I then managed to win 3 out of 4 games in the championship bracket. To be honest, I'm very, very proud and happy with my result of the tournament. I think I could not really have asked for more. I think it's hard to compare, like, just count wins and losses in an event like this. It rarely tells sort of the full story, because it's more about how was the wins and how was the losses. And the reality is, at least 3 of my wins were determined by crazy dice rolls at the very end of turn 5, and it could have just as easily have gone the other way. It doesn't always tell the full story, but I'm of course incredibly proud of going 7-2. So the most important match of the entire tournament was the Shadow Round against the Soulblight player from France. The way he tagged me, the way he used power through, the way he used obscuring, it was like a composer. I mean, it was beautiful, and I was really impressed with his skill level. He did all the right choices at all moments, and it was so hard to play against him. So that was really inspiring for me to see. I would have never ever predicted Slanesh to be the winner of the event, which they ended up being with Jean-Baptiste from France. That for me was a complete off-meta pick, and I thought it was more just to get the faction point from being as widely represented as possible. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch any of his games live, so I'm excited to sort of re-watch the final online, because I would have been so curious to see how he managed the games. I thought for sure that he would have some of the most difficult matchups in the end, but yeah. So I think that was very cool, very exciting. I wouldn't have wished for any other player to win the event. I'm really proud of how I played at this event. I don't see anything I did where I sort of regretted that move or thought I was being unsportsmanlike, and that's very important to me. I wanted to walk away from this event having a good experience with only sort of positive memories from, and I did my very best to make sure that happened. So yeah, I'm very happy with how this event went. Again, I've pointed out the French a few times, but I think the French AOS community really showed up strongly. They had a good team, and they really showed a strong sense of community. I was almost jealous. It would have been cool to bring along some more fellow countrymen from Denmark to have a little bit of that same experience. Luckily, there is a very welcoming general international community at these events, so it's always easy to sort of have these nice casual conversations and yeah, having just everybody's warm and welcoming towards a conversation at the event, so that was really cool as well. I think with AOS World, so the team championship always being held in Europe, almost by definition, I think it is fair that it's in North America, but would be very cool maybe to host it in Canada next year. That would be sort of very cool for me. I think the Canadian community is really great, and there's a lot of good players up there, and such a friendly vibe, so it's a bit of an odd pick, but I think it would be very cool to see it take place in Canada. So of course now, after the event, I'm looking forward to coming home and see my family, my beautiful wife, and my son Leo. And he's 2.5 months now, so not really playing Warhammer anytime soon, even though I'm showing the figurines to him all the time. But of course, one day in the future, that will be an incredible experience to share this hobby with him. So that's something I hope and dream of. But of course, no matter how his hobbies he chooses, even if it's football or whatever, I'm just looking forward to sharing that with him, and hopefully he'll find something he's as passionate about as I am with my Warhammer.